Hey everyone, welcome back to the Brain Soul Success Show. I'm really excited to do this solo podcast with you. I've got an awesome topic I want to go over with you today. It is the success codes. It's the breakthrough brain secrets that I found that help people really get to that next level of impact in their business and in their life. So, if you've ever felt like you're doing all the right things and yet you're hitting these sort of invisible ceilings, right? Either in your business or in your creativity or maybe even your relationships. So today's episode is different. We're going to go like deep beneath mindset and strategy to really rewire the brain and the soul so you can accelerate the success, your goals, right, for 2026. So, how did I get here? Well, many of you know my story. I'm a naturopath. I got sick, so I studied, naturopathy, became a naturopath, opened Albuquerque Natural Health Center, worked with a lot of families here in Albuquerque, and I started to see that they needed more help than just straight naturopathy, that really they needed some emotional work. They needed the soul level work. And so I became a biofeedback therapist, a frequency medicine pioneer. I have 5 different programs that are computer programs that work with more than Rife frequencies. So if you're familiar with Rife, Royal Rife created frequencies years ago in the 1950s that work on all kinds of pathogens and cancers. And he did an amazing, amazing work. What I have is that on steroids. And what I did is actually took all of my brain work over the last 30 years here with 2 businesses, everything that I've been doing with Brain Soul Success and Albuquerque Natural Health Center, and put it into a program, right? It's a computer program so I can broadcast things like balancing the vagus nerve, the neurotransmitters, spiritual intentions, vitamin B6. It really works on many, many levels. So what I figured out was just the mindset work, helping people change their mindset, wasn't enough. We have to actually rewire the brain and clear the old trauma at the brain soul level. So this is a combination of quantum physics and neurological, energetic, ancestral, and emotional work. So if you're here and you're listening and you're like, well, you're talking about success codes. What are those? What are those codes? You have to feel it, right? That's why I do master classes, because you've got to feel it. It's a brain soul reprogramming system. It like changes your nervous system, changes your energy field, and blows out old subconscious patterns that could even be ancestral. It's not hype, guys. It's real transformation. We take before and after pictures. People look completely different when we rewire their brain. So we're clearing things like, let's just see, I cleared somebody the other day, age 11, okay, was abused as a child. So I cleared age 11. We cleared 4 generations back on dad's side, and we cleared 11 generations back on mom's side. And they completely shifted and changed. So it's going to help you align your energy, get clarity, get confidence, and really accelerate your success. It enhances your focus, your mental performance, and it actually builds like emotional resilience and your intuition. That always blew me away because I've been doing Brain Soul Success now for over 11 years. And anyone that studies this and really learns the whole system, their intuition just heightens and heightens and heightens. And even if they're not like coming in, I work with coaches, entrepreneurs, a lot of business owners, and they're not all healers, but everyone can develop their intuition. So here's what I discovered. It actually is a system. I call it the brain system. And brain is an acronym that stands for, I wonder if I can find it here. Let's see if I can find it here. It stands for body, release, align with spirit, integrate, and put in the new program. Okay, is this going to work? I was going to share my screen and show you a PowerPoint if I can. I don't know if it's going to open up. Let's try it. So just to see the visual, I actually really like visuals. And again, B is body, and that's just, lifestyle, eating healthy, eating organic food, drinking filtered water, taking good care of yourself, getting good sleep. That's important. This isn't going to let me do it. That's important. R is releasing. We have to release the mental chatter, the emotional baggage, the stuff that's keeping you stuck. And sometimes it's stuff you don't even know. So a lot of my clients will say to me, Louise found things in me I didn't know were there. And that's the intuitive part. Okay. We don't know what those ancestral programs are until we dive in and do the work. So R is releasing. A is align with spirit. Spirit, God, whatever God is to you, whatever your higher power is always a part of transformation and change. And I is integrate. So integrate is putting in the new program, integrating it all, like integrating mind, body, spirit, soul. We're whole people, right? Example, right? Let's say you had a foot problem. And so in the medical model, they'd send you to a podiatrist, right? And yet your foot is really connected to your nervous system, connected to your spine, connected to your emotions. Sometimes that won't help because you need a holistic approach, right? So this is integration. And then N in the word brain is new program. So we're actually rewiring your brain, your nervous system, your whole body, mind, spirit for success. And it's done with these success codes, and they're powerful. So what actually happens and what's different between the brain work that I do? I'm a brain expert. I became a brain expert because lost my own brain power, and I was a special ed teacher before I ever became a naturopathic doctor. I was a dyslexic therapist. So some of my very first clients were ADHD, dyslexic, and autistic, and their families. Then it branched out to so much more. And of course, today it's more entrepreneurs and coaches and people really looking for that deep level personal growth that they haven't found anywhere else. Here's the difference. Your brain is a biocomputer. You actually have rings around your brain. Think of an atom, like a picture of an atom with the nucleus and the rings around it. That's what your brain looks like. You have these capacitor rings around your brain. They're invisible. Yes, we can't see them, but they are energetic and it is there. What happens is when they're off balance, you'll be off balance. These codes rewire your brain, body, mind, spirit. They're rewiring and rebooting and putting those rings back in balance. So, for example, think of these codes as, instead of acupuncture points, they're spin points. What I mean by that is we're going to spin in the field. So instead of putting acupuncture needles here, I can spin just about 4 inches out from the body, and the code here is 9-6. It's in the left armpit. That's the consciousness ring around your brain. 9-6 is also the cranial ring. 8-6 is the hearing ring. And then there's a set of points that release stress, and they literally can do it quick. Stress and pain. I've taken pain away in 2 minutes sometimes with people. And they go down the left leg, and I'm actually spinning. And we're going to be sharing these in an upcoming class. So I'll share that with you in a minute so you actually can practice this and feel it. You want to feel it. But they go down the left leg, and it's 2-3 love. And I'm spinning like this right outside my knee. 2-3 love, and then I go a little farther down. 5-3 forgiveness, 6-5 choice, 9-2 freedom, 4-2 greater love. And then there's codes that come down the front of your body that help with self-sabotage patterns. So all of those, those coaches who are like, I'm still not where I want to be. And if you really look at what's happening, is there's subconscious patterns of, I don't deserve it, or I don't feel good enough. 4-2, I have positive self-worth. Imagine doing that every day. Look where you'll be. 2-2, I choose to succeed. Look how fast that is. 4, I choose to live in joy. 6, 2, I choose to live by the higher laws. So that's just some beginning codes. And they're really, really powerful. And so you'll watch people's faces change very, very quickly. So let me tell you a couple stories. I had a woman I work with. I mean, I've worked with, I don't know how many, I think a million, I've changed a million brains. And so now my goal is to change 10 million brains. I know that's big by 2030. But I had an entrepreneur who came to me, and she had fallen and had a concussion. And so she kind of lost her brain power. She actually really couldn't think. She was a very smart person, couldn't remember her client's name sometimes. And she was just like, something's just not right. She came to one of my events. We cleared her right there on stage. And then she started learning the brain system with me. Well, she probably came in at about $30,000. And within that first year, she made 100, and it just kept going up. So now she's making over $200,000, and her brain works better. We also helped her quit smoking and quit the addiction to Coffee Mate. So the brain system works on body, mind, spirit. Relationships changed, life changed, business changed, money changed, everything changed for this woman. So confident. And I remember she was afraid to speak on my stage. She said, I'm too afraid to speak on your stage. You're going to have to clear that if you want me to speak. And so I said, okay, let's do that. And we did. And she spoke on my stage, and now she's teaching work. She's teaching her biofeedback work. She's teaching the work. So she's not afraid to speak in front of people anymore. Everything changed. Let me think of somebody else here. Somebody came in with a lot of anxiety, this beautiful woman, so much anxiety that she couldn't even sleep well. And we cleared a lot of ancestral patterns, and she calmed down, and it was just beautiful to see. And she was able to be successful then in her business. Prior to that, she couldn't even focus. Let's see. Another woman came in. She actually came in with a little bit of a health issue, came in with Epstein-Barr. And so she was always so tired and couldn't do her work. She's a therapist. We cleared the Epstein-Barr. We cleared all of the emotions attached to that. So lots of layers of things. I remember she came to my house for a VIP day, and right after that, she got a TV show and a billboard. She just was getting opportunity after opportunity. That's what happens when you use these codes and you use the brain system. Because what it does, it gets you back to being 100% your soul truth. Now, is that going to happen overnight in one 90-minute session? No. Will you have results in just an hour, 90 minutes? Yes. But if you really want to do the deep dive work and really excel in your life and business, this is faster, because it's doing body, it's doing mind, it's doing emotions, it's doing soul, and it's doing the energetic piece. And when you combine all that together, you have results that stick. That's what I love to see. I love that transformation. So I want to invite you all, if this is resonating with you, to join us to actually begin to start releasing some of those blocks so you can reach that peak performance in your life and in your business. So what we've got coming up is a free masterclass called the Success Codes. So it's coming up February 4th, and we're going to cover and we're going to start practicing and learning some of these codes. I'm super excited to do this with you all. It is so timely that we can just roll this out now so you can start 2026 with a bang, right? Really just powerful, feeling powerful within yourself, doing that inner work that's going to reflect in the outer work. So we'll post the links here below. You can go to louiseswartzwalter.com and join us for the Success Codes and invite a friend. And if this has been helpful for you, please definitely rate and subscribe. So go to our podcast, give me a nice little review there, or share it with a friend that you know it would benefit. Would love that. And I like to hear from you. So if you have things that you have questions about, or you're like, hey, I would really like you to interview, this type of guest, I'd love those suggestions too. I'm here for you. I love connecting with my people. I would do that all day long and never sleep if I didn't have to. That's how much I really love you all. So I want to thank you all for all of your attention and for your support, over the years, and look forward to continuing the journey and the relationship together. So I usually end with, hey, everyone, remember, follow your heart, but take your brain with you. We look forward to seeing you at Success Codes on February 4th. All right, have a great day. Have a great evening, everyone.